Okay, now we can look at doing some code, but the first thing I've noticed is that I've left CHKGTA, look, in front of that text. That was from my copying and pasting. So let's go to there and make it just GTA. And now what we want to do is set up the variables so that when I select Xbox or PS4, it will store the name of whatever console I've selected, and when I select the game, it will select the various games and store it in the variables. So go to your code window like so, and at the top give myself a bit of space under public class form1. I think I'll make this a little bit bigger so it's a little easier to see. There you go. Under public class form1, I want to set up a variable to hold the name of the games console. So I'll do dim, stands for dimension, to declare the variable, and I'll call it console description. And because it's a name I'm storing, we'll do it as a string which holds names. Now I need to store the price as well, so I'm going to do dim console price as a decimal.
Yes, he's Richard from Colleague. Thomas, was it today?
Now, if we think about it, looking at our form, and if we run the program, you can only select either a PS4 or an Xbox. It's a radio button, so you can only select one or the other. Therefore, the variable will either hold Xbox or PS4. So we only need the one variable to hold the name, because they can only select one of them, and the one variable to hold the price. I've used the decimal data type so that it can hold decimal points, so it could be £1.23, and the string data type so that we can hold text. The next thing we need to do is set up the variables. Sorry, not while it's running. The next thing we need to do is set up the variables for the various games. So if we look, we've got 5 games, so we're actually going to need 10 variables, 5 for the names of the consoles, 5 for the prices of the consoles. Why? Because we can select more than one game, so we need a variable for each one. Rather than this one you can only select one, on this one you need a variable for each individual game. So if we go back to our code window, the first thing we need is dim Fortnite as string. We'll do all the names first. Dim GTA as string. Dim Minecraft as string. And dim Call of Duty as string. So we don't have any spaces because you're not really supposed to have spaces in your variables, hence why we've done it like so. We've set up 5 string variables, and I'll be expecting you to put in a comment why we've set these up as a string, because it's holding text, why we've only got 1 for the console, because we can only select one console, and then why we've got 5 for each of these, because we're going to store whether they selected Fortnite on its own or GTA or all 4 or 5. Actually there should be 5, shouldn't there? So the other one was Counter-Strike, wasn't it? Dim as string. So there's our 5 games. Then I want to store the prices. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of cheating. It'll give me an error for a moment. I'm going to copy those 4, paste them, and this time decimal. Now it's not going to like, we'll explain it in a minute, let's just make these all decimal. Don't worry about the red underlines at the moment. There's my 5. And the reason it's giving you a red underline is because you can't have two variables with the same name. So what can we do? Well, these are prices, so what I could do is just add the word price at the end. So fortnight price, make it a capital P, price, capital P again, price, and price again. This way, all of our variables have unique names. I'll just save that. Make sure whenever you hit save, look, you're doing it in the right place, wherever you selected. There we go. And now we should be ready to go at this point. And just to review again, a variable to store the console name and price, 2 variables. Our variables to store our game names, and our variables to store our game prices. And remember that we can't use the same name of variable twice, so that's why we've used the word price. And like I said, make sure that you put comments in to say why you've put those variables as they are.